What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and smash the like button because today, oh man, today we have some mind-blowing news to talk about. History has just been made, and I can't believe we're saying this. Davante Adams is heading to Dallas. Yes, you heard that right. The all-pro wide receiver, one of the biggest stars in the NFL, is on the move in a historic $120 million trade deal that is going to change the entire landscape of the league. I'm talking about a move so big, it could be the NFL move of the year. So, buckle up, because we're diving deep into all the details of this trade, how it impacts both teams, and what this means for the future of the NFL. You don't want to miss this. Let's kick things off by breaking down the massive trade deal that just went down. It's been confirmed that the Dallas Cowboys have traded for Davante Adams, and the Green Bay Packers have agreed to send him packing to Texas. Now, hold on to your seats because this trade is absolutely massive. The Cowboys have just agreed to a mind-blowing deal worth a reported $120 million over the next 5 years. That's right, 5 years, $120 million for one of the most talented wide receivers in the NFL. If you've been following Adams' career, you know that this is the kind of money typically reserved for quarterbacks or elite players at other key positions. But Adams has earned every penny, and the Cowboys are ready to make a statement with this blockbuster move. So how did this trade unfold, and why did the Cowboys go all in on Adams? To understand this, we need to take a look at what this deal means for both teams involved. The Cowboys have been on the brink of greatness for the past few seasons. They have a solid roster, led by star quarterback Dak Prescott, and a strong defense that could make a deep playoff run. But the glaring issue has always been their offense. Yes, they've had great weapons like CeeDee Lamb, but they needed that elite, number one receiver who could take the pressure off Dak and truly elevate the offense. That's where Adams comes in. He's a game changer, a player who can line up anywhere on the field and make an impact. He's a proven commodity with years of elite production under his belt. With Adams on board, the Cowboys now have one of the most dangerous passing attacks in the NFL. Pairing him with Dak Prescott gives the Cowboys an instant Super Bowl contender status. But the real kicker here is the fact that the Cowboys gave up quite a bit to acquire Adams. They didn't just throw a bunch of draft picks at the Packers and hope for the best. No, they sent over a first-round pick in the upcoming NFL draft, along with multiple high-value future picks. This means the Cowboys are going all in for the present, focusing on immediate success rather than long-term rebuilding. It's a bold move, but one that signals the Cowboys are done waiting. They want to win now, and Davante Adams is the final piece to push them over the top. But while the Cowboys are celebrating, the Packers are left to deal with the fallout. Adams has been one of the most dominant wide receivers in the NFL for years, and his departure is going to leave a massive void in the Packers' offense. Sure, they still have Aaron Rodgers under center, and Rodgers is a future Hall of Famer, but losing Adams is a huge blow to their passing game. Over the last few seasons, Adams and Rodgers formed one of the most lethal duos in the NFL. Their connection was nearly unstoppable, with Adams consistently putting up huge numbers year after year. Now, the Packers are going to have to figure out how to replace that production. The Packers have some big decisions to make. Do they go out and try to find another elite wide receiver in free agency or the draft? They have a good amount of draft capital now, thanks to the trade with the Cowboys, and they could use those picks to bring in a younger, talented receiver. However, replacing someone like Davante Adams isn't easy. There aren't many receivers in the league who can do what Adams does, and the Packers will have to get creative if they want to remain competitive in the NFC. This brings us to one of the biggest storylines following this trade, the future of Aaron Rodgers. We all know that Rodgers has been vocal about his desire to have the best possible weapons around him. He's a perfectionist, and he's not afraid to call out the front office if he feels like they're not doing enough to build a championship-caliber team. So, how will he feel about losing his favorite target? Rodgers has already said in interviews that Adams is one of his favorite players to throw to, so this trade is certainly a tough pill to swallow. It's possible that Rodgers could even consider his future with the Packers, especially if they struggle to replace Adams. Will Rodgers stay in Green Bay for the long haul, or could he look for a way out? That's something we'll be watching closely in the coming months. Now, let's talk about the broader impact of this trade on the NFC as a whole. The Cowboys are already one of the most talented teams in the conference, but now they've added a top-tier receiver to their already stacked offense. The NFC is already incredibly competitive, with teams like the Philadelphia Eagles, San Francisco 49ers, and Los Angeles Rams all vying for a shot at the Super Bowl. The addition of Adams to Dallas makes them an even more dangerous team. They now have one of the most potent offenses in the league, and that's going to force the other NFC teams to step up their game. The Eagles and 49ers are both looking to build on their playoff successes, and the Rams, the reigning Super Bowl champions, are still a force to be reckoned with. But with Adams in Dallas, the Cowboys have just positioned themselves as the team to beat in the NFC. This also has a significant impact on the NFC East, which has been one of the most unpredictable divisions in recent years. The Eagles have made some major moves in free agency, adding key pieces to their roster, while the Giants have been showing signs of improvement. But now, with Adams joining Dallas, the Cowboys have solidified themselves as the team to beat in the division. The addition of an elite receiver like Adams is a game-changer. The Cowboys now have an offense that can put up points with the best of them, and their defense, led by players like Micah Parsons, is one of the most feared in the NFL. The NFC East is going to be a dogfight this season, but the Cowboys are now the favorites. But this trade doesn't just affect the Cowboys and Packers. The ripple effects of this deal are going to be felt throughout the entire NFL. Other teams will have to adjust to the Cowboys' new offensive firepower, and we could see more trades and signings as teams try to keep up with Dallas. The NFL is a league built on constant movement, and this trade is going to set the tone for the rest of the offseason. We could see other teams in the NFC and AFC making bold moves to strengthen their rosters, especially as the draft approaches. One thing is for certain, this trade is going to dominate the headlines for months to come. Fans across the league are reacting in real time, with social media blowing up over the news. Cowboys fans are ecstatic, with many calling this the best move the team has made in years. On the other hand, Packers fans are in shock, unsure of what their team will look like without Adams. But no matter where you stand, this trade is going to be talked about for a long time. It's one of the biggest trades in recent NFL history, and it's going to shape the landscape of the league for the foreseeable future. So, what's next? The Cowboys now have to prove that this trade was worth it. They've given up a lot of future assets to acquire Adams, and with the expectations so high, they'll need to deliver on the field. There's no more waiting for the Cowboys, they have to win now. As for the Packers, they're going to have to regroup and find a way to replace Adams. It's not going to be easy, but with the picks they've acquired, they have the chance to reload quickly. And then there's the future of Aaron Rodgers, which could become the next big story of the offseason. Will Rodgers stay, or will he look for a new team? That's something we'll have to keep an eye on. So, there you have it, folks. The Davante Adams trade to Dallas is a game-changer, and it's going to dominate the NFL conversation for the foreseeable future. What do you think about this blockbuster move? Do you think the Cowboys are now the team to beat in the NFC, or will the Packers find a way to bounce back? Let me know in the comments below. If you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications so you don't miss any of the latest updates on this trade and the rest of the NFL offseason. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.